Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hopefully, everybody's doing wonderful. Um, it's just, yes, I'm watching a butterfly distracted easily. I hope everybody's doing well. Number one, prayers and condolences from many out there. There has been a mass amount to me of passings. It's just, it's just crazy. But I keep saying to myself, nobody's promised tomorrow, guys. Nobody. And I keep telling myself, this is a battle. Your flesh is always going to be a battle with your soul. My heart's been heavy on a lot of things, and, you know, just taking a minute to think. I remember when I was, the testimony. Your testimony is special. Everybody's. Not one is any better than the other. That's what makes you, you, and makes it so amazing. You see your fails and your mess ups, they're not. That's what makes your testimony wonderful at the end. What you've been through, the trials, the tribulations. And yesterday I was sitting there telling myself, Lord, it's not just raining, it's flooding at my door right now, and I'm drowning. But deep inside, I'm really not, but that's what you feel in the flesh. And I have this kind of situation where I'm trying to determine what I do or don't do. And see, this is where the flesh will say, this is what you do. But I'm going to tell you, think outside your heart and think in His. I've said that before. Think in His. Ask Him. Ask our Father. And then He will put whatever you need in your heart. I believe that deeply. But I remember, I had just got out of prison pretty much a long time ago, back in 2007. And I hadn't seen nobody. Because, you learn something. I used to laugh at this. And I'm not going to lie, here it is. I used to laugh and go, and they said they found God in there. Because a lot of people say that. But on the first-hand experience, here it is. I'm not sure if any of you really know some of the situation, but my last violation was jaywalking. Pretty sad, huh? Violation that gave me 2.5 years. I remember standing in front of the judge, and she says, I really like you. You got a good head on your shoulders. You're just going the wrong direction. She said, I'm going to save your life. And to hear the words, you're going to prison. What did she say? Chowchilla. And it hit me so hard, I went, Lord, you can't talk your way out of this one. The gift of gab ain't going to work. But from that journey, 13 days, people. 13 days. I hadn't even been over the wall. If you know, been to prison, many of you have, or jail, you know what it means. I had not even been over the wall. I got transferred from a 2-dorm to a multiple room. I didn't know what was going on in that room. I knew I'm tough. I've never, but I wasn't prepared for prison. It's not a place to be for anybody. And can you believe? 13 days I got transferred from one place to the next. Come to find out, the porter, if you know what porters are, she was selling all kinds of crap and doing stuff, and all of a sudden they knew that. I didn't know that. And if you know what the INS is, the inside police, they come banging in there. I ain't even been in that room 2 days. And big Oso, if you know what Osos are, they're Samoans. She was huge. And I didn't talk to nobody. And I remember that day clearly. I had got a letter from my kids. My boys were so upset with me. I had failed them in a big way, at least at that time. And the letters were hurtful. At the same time, I got a letter from my sister. And they sent all these pictures of my dad and my kids. And I sat there going, was this worth it? That same day after we came back from Chow, hadn't been busted into and raided twice, and all of us drug tested and so forth. I sat on the bed. I was looking at my pictures, and I didn't feel comfortable in there because they didn't really like me. There was two bulldogs in there, and being that at the time I was a student anyway, it didn't work very well. But you know, by the time Chow ended and we coming back, I sat on the bed. I had my food that I had brought back. I was looking at the pictures, and out of nowhere, they thought it was me. They thought it was me that sold them out. And she swung. I flew out from the bed, and if you've ever seen a prison cell, the floors are concrete. And that's where I do remember. It was the worst thing ever. I got my butt beat by 8 people. To the point where 32 stitches, jaw was all the way into the eardrum. They had to take me out into a regular hospital. When they figured out, after my mouth busted wide open and my face was so purple and bleeding, they figured out they couldn't save me because they were trying to keep me in the room. They threw me in the shower and took all my clothes off and said I had a seizure. And you can't talk in there. You know, when I remember coming back and being in that room for another 3 months. Another 3 months, but that next day, everybody had seen what had happened. I never knew that. They had taken everything from me. Everything. Everything but my heart that was left. Broken heart. No one wanted to talk. I couldn't call anybody. I picked that Bible up, became my best friend. So you know what? I tell you, you can find God anywhere. Anywhere. God's presence was there. You know, because the week before I got in trouble, I was telling my pastor, and we were studying, getting ready to study, experiencing God in the Bible study, and the 7 attributes. And this is how God works, people. I want you to know, this is how God works. When I came out to that yard, I was so scared. I was tore up, I was beat up, I was swollen, and people are coming from different ways, from other rooms, and saying that wasn't right, and this and that, and they're handing me things, coffee, and I don't drink coffee. They're handing me stuff because of what they've done to me. And then I had this one friend, and she's standing there looking at me going, "Girl, I always got your back, man. We can handle this." I said, "Nah, man." Because she kept saying, "What happened?" I said, "Nothing, man. I had a seizure." She said, "Don't lie to me." And she kept getting on me. But then she figured out they were laughing at me. And the only thing holding me on was that Bible. I prayed. I believed it. I closed my eyes. I said, "Lord, give me what you want me to read," and open it. And there it was. That was my guidance, guys. And I know it brings tears. But I want you to know, wherever you're at, whatever situation, even if it's in a jail cell, there's nowhere God cannot reach you. He can reach you anywhere. I want you to understand, whatever situation you're in, it's no better than the next. If it's bad, call Him. Reach out to Him with your heart. Because I remember it was the scariest thing, getting death threats on, and then it passed on from next cell to the next. And then make it worse, I got over the wall, and there was the cousin of the family, and she said, "You know how this works?" She said, "I heard you don't get down like that. We're going to squash this." And I was so blessed. God blesses you in His own way. He put my one friend that was looking out for me in that same room. I was on a yard, they called it Little Iraq, on a yard with cameras. I focused. And then whatever you're going through, I want you to know, trust Him. call him, he can get you out of any situation. He can clear your wrongdoings. He can't fix them, but he can clear them and give you a new start. Doesn't matter how far down you are. Because trust me, been there, done it. Not just once. I've only been to prison once, but I've fallen more than once. So let me tell you, people, trust him. Just trust him.